There are a lot of fantastic games to play on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, with many of them offering up engaging single-player storylines and experiences. Sometimes though, it's more fun to enjoy a game with friends, and it's even better if that title can be played locally. Online games have made some pretty massive strides in recent years, but it's hard to deny how entertaining it is to play through a riveting cooperative adventure with friends in the same room. Thankfully, there are a lot of great local cooperative and split-screen projects for players to enjoy on PS Plus Extra and Premium tiers, with a slew of indie titles and AAA releases to choose from. Hello friends, and welcome back to Game Rant. I'm Casey, and here are 10 of the best local co-op and split-screen games on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Starting our list off at number 10, we've got WarHammer Chaosbane. WarHammer games are as common as umbrellas on a rainy day, and the franchise is no stranger to co-op. PS Plus Extra highlights this fact beautifully by offering multiple cooperative WarHammer packages that cover a surprising range of genres. Vermintide 2 is a first-person hack-and-slash game that tasks players with clearing waves of enemies. Fat Shark's title is a great deal of fun. Inquisidor Martyr is also an option for those who prefer isometric action. As fun as these projects are, they only support online multiplayer. Thankfully for those looking for local co-op, Chaosbane is also on PlayStation Plus Extra. With 4 classes, a reasonably lengthy main campaign, and post-game content, the 2019 release should keep players busy for a while. At number 9, we've got Fury Unleashed. A roguelike shooter reminiscent of arcade classics like Metal Slug, Fury Unleashed permits players to live out their dreams of being comic book heroes. Once a character is created, players jump into randomly generated levels set across 4 formats, battling through hordes of enemies as they earn currency, execute combos, and discover new weapons. These types of games are repetitive by design, and a surefire way to lessen this component is to bring along a friend. Fury Unleashed is short, explosive, and controls well. PS Plus Premium and Extra subscribers should do their best not to ignore this indie title, as it surely guarantees a fun time. At number 8, we've got LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. LEGO games are reliable picks for 2-player local co-op, and the third entry in the Batman franchise is no exception. Beyond Gotham is the biggest adventure in the Dark Knight-themed series, and as its title suggests, the game brings in a massive roster of characters from across the DC universe. Beyond Gotham is one of the more divisive entries in the series, mainly due to its celebrity cameos and uneven story, along with just plain old franchise fatigue. Still, DC fans should get a chuckle from messing around with the game's characters and locations. At number 7, we've got Resogun. House Marquee spent the best part of the last 2 decades crafting smaller-scale co-op driven experiences that are generally a great deal of fun. The developer's biggest game, Returnal, only offers online co-op, but most of the company's remaining output support couch partnerships. Alienation is House Marquee's strongest local option, since the game shines far brighter when played alongside friends rather than solo. But Resogun is also a good shout. Originally, the PS4 launch title only had online co-op, which was not a huge deal since it was primarily advertised as a single-player experience. However, House Marquee eventually added local co-op to Resogun. Being a shoot-'em-up, Resogun allows 2 players to pick from 3 ships as they make their way through spherical levels while trying to rescue captured humans. As the campaign only has 5 levels, it can be completed fairly quickly, although the stages are designed to be replayed as players pursue higher scores. Co-op does not significantly change the core loop, since it largely boils down to just having 2 ships on screen simultaneously, and they do not interact all that much outside of working toward a shared goal. Still, it doesn't detract from the experience either. At number 6, we've got Ratchet & Clank All for One. Lost within the plethora of Ratchet & Clank games released during the early 2010s, All for One is designed with co-op in mind, although solo players can bring an AI partner along for the ride. For this galactic adventure, the eponymous heroes are accompanied by Quark and Dr. Nefarious, all of which are playable. Each character brings something unique to the plate, making this feel like a genuine team effort rather than a group of individuals. Like the other games of the series, All for One boasts an explosive combat system that features plenty of unorthodox weapons. The characters also have their own unlockables. While not reaching the heights of some of the other entries in the series, the story is decent and, at times, pretty funny. At number 5, we've got Resistance 3. PS Plus only has the last entry in Insomniac's Resistance franchise, which is a shame as all 3 PS3 games are solid first-person shooters. While those not familiar with the previous games might feel a touch lost at first, Resistance 3 does a respectable job of introducing newcomers to humanity's war against the Chimera. The game also has a new protagonist and largely does its own thing removed from its predecessors. The campaign supports co-op, with the second player taking on the role of the protagonist's friend. While the story doesn't reference the arrival of a second hero, Resistance 3 still incorporates its split-screen co-op well, making it simple for players to jump in and take part in the campaign. At number 4, we've got Trankmania Turbo. Trankmania Turbo is a fun racing game known for its absurd tracks. Players can create their own ludicrous masterpieces that defy the laws of physics. The 2016 entry in Ubisoft's franchise includes a unique co-op mode called Double Driver that puts players behind the driving seat of a single car. Both drivers control the vehicle and the game finds a middle ground between their inputs. Co-op is rather hard to pull off in racers, but Trankmania Turbo does it well. The game also supports traditional 4-player split screen, although this is naturally competitive and not cooperative. PS Plus Extra and Premium have a respectable selection of racing games, and while perhaps not among the very best, Trankmania Turbo scratches an itch that few others can reach. At number 3, we've got Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition. Capcom's Resident Evil is primarily known for its single-player campaigns, but the franchise has dipped its toes into co-op on occasion. For the most part, the series has a solid track record when it comes to 2-player gameplay, and its co-op peak is undoubtedly Resident Evil 5. Marking a full shift into action territory, Resident Evil 5 is a third-person shooter with a campaign that can be fully experienced with a partner, and the game is at its best when that's the case. Chris Redfield and Shiva Alomar have to make their way through a nation in West Africa infested with the Ouroboros virus. Teamwork is very important here, and players are expected to have each other's backs. Ammo is relatively scarce too, so coordinating weapons to ensure both protagonists are armed and ready is crucial. Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Revelations 2, and Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles also support couch co-op and are part of PS Plus Premium. They don't quite reach the same heights as Resident Evil 5, but they are decent, particularly Resident Evil 6. At number 2, we've got Vikings: Wolves of Midgard. Diablo Shadow looms far and wide over the isometric action RPG genre. While Blizzard's franchise might not be on PS Plus, Vikings: Wolves of Midgard serves as a respectable alternative. Except for its Norse influences, a setting that was more unique in 2017 prior to the launch of God of War, Vikings doesn't deviate too far from the beaten path for this type of game. The kill, loot, and recycle loop continues to be repeated for a reason. It just works. Vikings: Wolves of Midgard supports local and online co-op, and the journey is far more enjoyable with a few friends who are willing to synergize their builds. And taking our number 1 spot on this list is Darksiders Genesis. The Darksiders series was well known for its Legend of Zelda-style gameplay, so it came as a surprise to many gamers to hear about the release of Darksiders Genesis. The top-down helped to evolve the franchise by offering up some great hack-and-slash mechanics and blending them with some very welcome cooperative gameplay. The finished product is a roughly 15-hour-long adventure that players can enjoy alone or with a friend, featuring a small variety of characters, some great puzzle design, fluid combat, and beautiful visuals. This is definitely one of the best co-op games on PS Plus. And that's our list. Let us know in the comments what are some of your favorite co-op games to play that may be on PS Plus or just in general. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, be sure to visit GameRant.com for more top-notch gaming content. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care for now.